Real Sociedad versus Barcelona, guys, yeah? Now, I am going to talk about this, obviously, openly as I can, because there are certain few things here that have come to cause some concern for Barcelona. First of all, RAPHINHA out of the match. He's just taken a precautionary knock to his knee, and they're just going to allow him to miss this game, I would say. I would probably be looking at Rashford instead, taking this on the left-hand side, and then relying on maybe Fermin to be the main, have the high intensity, the press in this game against Sociedad away. It's going to be a tough game, nevertheless. But there is always going to be an issue where Barcelona this game, they're going to find issues where they maybe try to break down Sociedad. I know Sociedad are probably going to set up with a low block. So is it going to be like the match against Santander? I don't think so. I think Santander were very highly organized in the very first half, and Barcelona didn't have an opportunity really to break down their defense. So I think starting Rashford on the left is probably the best option. But Rashford in the previous games, I haven't seen him do much. I'm going to be honest. He's been non-existent for me personally. So there is so much at stake here, because obviously Real Madrid winning this match here, obviously before against Levante, and I would say it right now, being a shambles of a match nevertheless. I think Barcelona, this is a match, and every match going on here is a must-win for them, because if they want to challenge for the La Liga title and not allow themselves to slip for that title, then this is obviously a must-win. Sociedad, definitely. So it puts into perspective the match context and also the stakes of this match, because with RAPHINHA being out, then it's going to be difficult for them to even press from the front. Their press is not cohesive without RAPHINHA. It's night and day, people. Barcelona, when they're pressing, with RAPHINHA and without RAPHINHA, different level. So that is a crucial part missing of their front three. Crucial. And Yamal, I would say that he's not, I would say his speed and motion, maybe not the final end product, is pretty much nigh on the same. People are saying that it's much better than last year. Some people is performing better. But just that explosiveness, that quickness, obviously for his injury, his grain injury, long term, we know is going to be a problem. That speed and quickness is not there. So who would you put up front? Well, if it's up to me, and I'm looking at it just on the face of it, against Sociedad, I would say a team that's defending deep, I would actually start Lewandowski there. And I'm going to explain why. So putting Lewandowski in the start will allow Barcelona to start crossing the ball a lot as well, and not into Ferran Torres. I maybe put Ferran Torres in the 60th minute, if that's the case, and they should need a pace of speed and injection in the team, then put Ferran Torres on. Because Lewandowski started against Real Madrid and did decently well in hold-up play, trying to do that. So bringing players into the equation would be Lewandowski's specialty, probably in that area. So I see a Rashford, Lewandowski, and Yamal starting. Now, if Ronnie Bardghji starts, then it could be a different story, because he every time he's featured, I see him playing decently well and trying to get into the squad. So it's not an absolute sure win as of yet. Playing against Sociedad away, it's always going to be a tough game. So, mentioning that, I think ultimately we need to understand where Barcelona sit in terms of this match and what they're going to produce in this match as well. Because beforehand, you're probably saying to yourself, oh, Barcelona, they're going to walk the floor with Sociedad. But not necessarily. The only problem that Sociedad have is scoring goals at the other end. They really share their goals, but they don't have someone at the top of their game this season that's firing all cylinders. Their top scorer, Oyarzabal, is non-existent in terms of goals ratio this season. Non-existent. He'll feature. He will always feature for Sociedad in terms of this match. But Oyarzabal, not that great. Kubo on the right-hand side, not that great as well. He's not been their best this season. Sociedad currently sit below the top 10. And this is a team that were really pushing for the top spots in terms of top 4, 5, 6. As of recent, they're now fighting to even stay up because their performances are poor. They struggle. Look, Copa del Rey, struggle. So this is what I'm talking about. Sociedad are nothing in terms of how they can play. But you could also see maybe Fermin Lopez starting as a left wing, like Dafala saying in the chat. Fermin Lopez starting on left wing is a great shout. You could possibly see that. You could potentially see Lewandowski there. And you could probably see just a midfield of Casado, maybe Pedri and De Jong in a higher up position to play that as well. So there's many different things that you can do with this Barcelona squad. And they would need to take themselves really seriously. So the only reason that I'm saying that is because if they don't, then they have an ability to drop points. This is going to be, if they win this, their 12 straight win in a row, which is, if you look at it on paper, it's flipping mind-blowing. It's crazy how this has happened. So ultimately, yeah, they need to be really, really high intensity, high pressing against Sociedad to meet them higher up the pitch. Because Sociedad does have the ability to play some decent football in the final third, but I don't think they can break down the high line. I'm going to be honest. I don't think so. So RAPHINHA missing this match is a big blow, and Sociedad threats, not many. The threats from Sociedad are not many. I think it's going to be a situation where they may have 1, 3, 2 chances, whatever, in the match, and that's it. If they squander them, then Barcelona are going to walk all over them. So in the Reale Arena, Barcelona, obviously the fans are going to be there from Sociedad, maybe feel the pressure, but I think they can take it. Honestly, they can. And I think Barcelona will be really, really up for this game to win this game and get their 12th straight win. That's what I'm thinking to myself. So the tactical battle and the lineups, let's run through it, because if you look at the back line, okay, and seeing how Barcelona play, okay, they're looking like they're probably going to start the same back line that they did against Santander. Probably the same back line. Obviously, Jean Garcia is going to be there like a maniac, as always, like manning God in goal. But their back line is always going to be present, and it's always going to be efficient to somewhat. But if they do get caught out some instances, like the last minute against Santander, maybe that could be a chance for Oyarzabal. If Oyarzabal is in that position where Santander was in the last minute, Oyarzabal would have scored. So Barcelona cannot allow that to happen as well for against Sociedad. So I'm looking at potentially the lineup today, yeah, and we're probably seeing Jean Garcia, Koundé, Kobasi, Gerard Martin, Balde, Dani Olmo. I'm not entirely sure. Like, Dani Olmo could feature as well in the 10. There's a lot of opportunities for a lot of players to play, but against Sociedad, who knows? Who knows what Hansi Flick's going to go for? What are you predicting, guys, in the chat? Let me know your lineups in the chat, and maybe we can obviously discuss it as we go along, and put yours in the comments down below as well. Let me know your lineups, because this is going to be definitely a must win game for Barcelona. So if you're looking at online, they are saying that it's probably going to be Lewandowski, Fermin Lopez, Yamal, Rashford, Pedri, De Jong, Balde, Eric Garcia, Kobasi, Koundé. So that's what they're saying online against Sociedad. I'm not sure. They put RAPHINHA here because RAPHINHA just recently got the injury, so I'm not sure. So there's always a different case, obviously, for a lot of players to feature, and that's just going to be the main issue that Barcelona need to face. Who is going to naturally replace RAPHINHA, and what's going to happen there? So my score prediction, I'm going to say it right now, and I know this. I think I've got this nailed on the head. Yeah, I said this to Will for the Football Chaos show. I think Barcelona are going to wipe the floor with Sociedad. I'm going to be honest. I think Barcelona are going to wipe the floor with Sociedad. I honestly think it's going to be 4-0 to Barcelona away from home. I'm going to be honest with that. I think Barcelona looked at that Santander match and said, we can't do that again. that is horrific, especially that first half performance. Barcelona need to wipe the floor, and they get that goals. Trust me, I think it's going to be 4-0 to Barcelona. I'm completely honest on this one. Quote me on this. Yeah? It's crazy, mate. It's crazy. Like, I've got to see it. I think it's going to be 4-0. I think Barcelona are going to destroy Sociedad. Sociedad have no weapons at all. They have no weapons. And I know their form's been decent, I know, but it depends on the match and it depends on the opposition. And Sociedad against Barcelona is just a recipe for disaster for Sociedad. their playing style, how they like to defend deep, but then sometimes just flood players up forward. Bro, Barcelona will kill them on transition. Absolutely destroy them. Maybe Ferran Torres will be better for that place, but I think Lewandowski is going to be crucial maybe for the first half just to get the goal and then defend. Or then hit them on transition, hit them on counter-attacks. I think 4-0 is happening, guys, yeah? It could be maybe 3-0 away from home. I think it could be another whitewash. Barcelona could turn up out of the blue and completely annihilate Sociedad away from home, honestly. Yeah? It is that kind of game. I've got to be honest in this one. So, what are you thinking about the Barcelona lineup, guys? Let me know, because I think Hansi Flick, he's taken this game into full serious mode. He wants this game to be a statement win, because before they play into the Champions League, and look, Barcelona, they don't have the toughest Champions League games we know. I think they got Slavia Prague coming up next away from home. It's not the toughest Champions League game. This is the main game. Yeah, they're going to play a full strength side against Slavia Prague because they need to get into those automatic playoffs. Barcelona, they do not want to be playing playoffs in the middle of the season. Yeah, Barcelona in the Champions League, they need those automatic placings. That's factual. So we'll have to see in it. We have to wait and see how Barcelona shape against Sociedad and shape up what they do. Now, I look at Yamal needing to have a very, very good game here. He was decent the last game against Santander, but this game, he needs to have a very good game. I can see Yamal as a player that could really threaten Sociedad. If he really plays his game, he is going to be a nightmare for Sociedad. Yeah? I can see Fermin Lopez going to be another nightmare for Sociedad. If Pedri and De Jong are playing, they will rotate the ball, they keep the ball, they pass the ball, and Sociedad will never, ever see the light of day with that passing movement between those two. It would be crazy. Yeah? And, oh yeah, I forgot to mention about Dro. It's crazy, innit? That's a crazy one. I thought Dro was actually, when I watched him and see him feature, he's been a decent player. I like Dro Fernandez. He's a very, very good player. And heading off to PSG, that's madness, you know? Heading off to PSG for Dro Fernandez is crazy. I have looked at that and I'm saying, very, very weird decision. I think Dro Fernandez could have been the next good thing coming out of Barcelona. But unfortunately, heading off to PSG is crazy, man. He won't be on Yamal's level. I know that for a fact. But Yamal's a different breed. Like, Yamal's a different caliber of player. Like, he's next. Like, he's in the stratosphere. Like, Dro Fernandez is just touching the atmosphere a little bit. Like, that's what I'm talking about, you know. But Dro Fernandez, very, very good player. Very, very naturally gifted. Very good technically, Dro Fernandez. Super good technically. Especially in tight areas and, like, trying to work out of, like, presses and so forth. He's good. He works the ball. He maintains possession really well. Great player. So to have him missing is a very, very big worry for Barcelona because it's just gone. But it went for money. So what can they say? They can go and recruit players now. Obviously, Cancelo's coming in. Would you like to see Cancelo feature in this game, guys? That's the question. Would you like to see Cancelo feature? I'm not so sure on that one. I think it needs to be Koundé. But I tell you what, Cancelo could be knocking on the door for Koundé because Koundé has not been good this season. I'm telling you right now, he's been pretty poor. You have to say, as Barcelona fans, he's been mid. I've seen the best out of those bunch going to be Gerard Martin and Eric Garcia. Both of them have been good. So it's like with Koundé, I think Cancelo knocking on the door. Who knows, man? Who knows in this game against Sociedad? If Barcelona are clear of Sociedad by the first half, he's definitely knocking on the door. Absolutely, guys. Yeah, and don't forget, guys, I'm doing a watch along later for this match, so make sure you come and stay tuned. Obviously, I don't have work today. So I'll be doing that. And yeah, Koundé's been absolutely trash. Make sure you stay tuned because this is going to be a very, very decent Barcelona watch along. I want to see them obviously feature, see what happens, and see if they go 4 points clear again of Real Madrid. Because that's the whole thing, guys. The whole context of this league. Yeah, the whole context is crazy. Because if you're looking at it on paper, Barcelona should wipe the floor with Real Madrid across the season. Let's just be honest. The team's better, the manager's better, the players are better. Every single part of the pitch pretty much is better for Barcelona, including the defense at the moment. Like I don't see Real Madrid's defense. If they play in a good team, their defense is just as shambolic. Yeah. But Barcelona's defense, at least they're showing a little bit of cohesion time and time again. They stick to their guns, they stick to their high pressing line, and it sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. That's factually. Sometimes they leave gaps against really good teams, sometimes they don't. So against Real Madrid, I'm going to say right now, they didn't really leave too many gaps. Only Vinny doing things by himself in the Super Cup final. So Barcelona, their defense as of recent has been good. And João Garcia is also a main part of that because Barcelona was always seeking a world-class goalkeeper to play. I'm going to say right now, João Garcia is world-class. That guy, the amount of saves that he's made, it's not just momentum. It's not just, a flash of brilliance in one season. João Garcia has been world-class this season and should be voted as probably top 3 at least keepers in Europe at the moment. Top 3. I would say the top 3 are João Garcia, probably Thibaut Courtois, and probably David Raya. In terms of keeping performances and crucial saves at crucial points, he's a world-class keeper. Those are the 3 top keepers in Europe at the moment. And conveniently enough, two of them are in bloody La Liga because they're the ones who are bailing them out of certain situations. That match against Santander would have gone to heart. Did you see the save that he made last minute? Madness. Before Barcelona scored the goal. João Garcia is nuts. Yeah? This guy gets injured or has any problems, that is a big worry for Barcelona. I'm telling you right now, that could crumble Barcelona's season. Look at the performances when Szczesny was in goal in La Liga. Szczesny was in goal for the game against Club Brugge. João Garcia would have probably kept a clean sheet that game. Let's be honest on that one. Those goals weren't going in. Maybe some of them, but not all of them. João Garcia would have won that game for Barcelona against Club Brugge if he was featured in goal. You look at the matches this season. How many matches have Barcelona succumbed to under Szczesny's hands? João Garcia would have saved the day, mate. João Garcia saves the day. That song. Yeah? And yeah, it's crazy, man, that he's not number 1 keeper for Spain. That's absolutely nuts. I'm fuming at that. That's one of De La Fuente's biggest worries. How are you not featuring, how are you not featuring João Garcia as the number 1 keeper for Spain? It's nuts, mate. Absolutely nuts. Let's read some comments, guys. Yeah? And obviously, I'll just wrap up this live stream. Cancelo in the second half, last 50 minutes, potentially. I would probably like to see Cancelo maybe come on for 30 minutes, see what he does. Because obviously he's coming from completely different league, completely different pace, so it needs to be understandable. Luis Enrique and João have the same agent too, so I think Luis took to him directly. Yeah, probably that was going to happen. And João Fernandes was always looking at PSG as a chance to move. And do you know what? João Fernandes is going to become a beast at PSG. Watch his space, yeah. Watch João Fernandes in a couple of years' time become one of the hot prospects in Europe to play. Because he is a tank, mate, yeah? He's tall as well. He's got very good stature. His technique, when he dribbles with the ball, is flipping wonderful. What a player they had. Yeah, sad to see him go anyway for Barcelona fans. But, sometimes the cookie crumbles like that, unfortunately, So, thoughts on probably they would defend for their lives. Yeah, I'm sure Sociedad would defend for their lives. I'm sure of it. I'm sure they won't have chances to do it. And I think it's a chance for Sociedad. It's crazy, man. Yeah. What's going on? Why is my microphone doing that? Okay, maybe it's just the thing. Okay, cool. Guys, is my mic okay? It's not lagging or doing anything nonsense or anything. It's okay, yeah, at the moment. Yeah? Because I don't want my mic to be booky or something. That's crazy, man. We move anyway. But guys, anyway, we're going to round up, obviously, this stream here. Make sure you subscribe. But don't forget to check me out later for the Barcelona game. I'll be doing a watch-along, and we'll see you next time on another preview for Barcelona. Take care, guys, and I've got to edit the beginning of this video so we start properly, yeah? But guys, take care. Adios, and we'll see you next time. Take care, people. Bye-bye. Peace out, and don't forget, later on, I'll be pre-loading now. I'm going to set it up now, the watch-along for Sociedad versus Barcelona. Take care, guys.